Hey guys, I promised that I would start doing some tutorial videos, so I figured working on stuff this evening would be a good place to start. So I'm working on my Artorias of the Abyss from Dark Souls. And basically I love working with EVA Foam, and as you can see I've already burned in some of my detailing here, but I also like to have different heights and raised up areas as well. So I've been working on some of the detailing on the other side, and I wanted them raised instead of burned in. What I'm using today is just standard 2-part Apoxie Sculpt. I really like it because it's 1-to-1 ratio, really easy to mix up, and pretty easy to work with. It's very forgiving. So I've already actually mixed up a bit here. I've done one side, and we'll do the other. I also have a small little cup of water, which is what I use to smooth things out a bit, and then just a standard clay working tool. But alright, so what I'm going to do is, there we go. These lines right here, we're going to add the ridge like we have on this side. So what I'm going to do is take the Apoxie Sculpt, pick off a decent chunk, roll it up. Now, I like them to be a little bit thicker than what the line that I'm actually going to make is. This is because I press down on it and then I cut the excess off. So if we're doing this guy right here, we'll go ahead and press this down. Now one nice thing too is it sticks pretty well to EVA foam. You'll have to play with it a bit, but it'll get there. Sometimes you have to use 2 hands because one hand gets sticky. You know how it goes. Alrighty. Oh goodness. And I promise next time I decide to actually make a video, I'll record in the workshop and I'll set it up to where it's recording a little bit better so that you can see the action. I'll do my best right now from my computer desk. Alrighty. Now, what I really want from it is I don't want it to be too high up, and I want it to all be the same thickness away from the armor. If you don't do that, your ridge ends up being nice and curvy, and nobody likes a curvy ridge. Alright. Pull off a little bit more of this. Ooh, that is probably too much. Also, next time I'll do a little time lapse on the video as well. Alright. Let's put this guy in here. So, as you see, I'm just building up along the line that I've drawn. And like I said, the stuff is really forgiving because of how much time you have to work with it. It'll stay pliable for a few hours, especially if you use water to wet it down a little bit. And obviously you don't want to be working with it in anything that you might mess up, so that's, pardon me, undershirt today. Alright, so there we've got our line pretty much covered the way that we want it. So what I'll do is I'll take the water here and just dip my fingers in it, get them wet, and then start smoothing this guy out. You don't want to get it too wet because then the stuff gets everywhere, and if you're working with EVA foam and plan to do more detailing, like I do, you don't want to get that on places where you want to burn or sand, because then you have issues with that. Alright, so now we've got it nice and smoothed out. I'll take the clay working tool and I'll cut around it to make it about the same thickness as we want our line to be. If it moves around a little bit, not to worry. It'll end up holding nice and tight once once you do the next part. Sorry for the lack of sounds or anything else. I tend to get really, really quiet whenever I concentrate. All right. So. Push that guy back down. I'll do the other side, then we'll do the fun part. And again, you don't have to be exact with it. Like I said, this stuff's pretty darn forgiving. Alright. So there. Basically, we've made our cut, and looks pretty nice. So what I do for these specific ridges is I'll wet my fingers again, and then I'll take and run them along the sides, pressing down the sides and raising the middle. This will help stick the epoxy sculpt to your foam, as well as smooth out your sides and create that nice little ridge. It's pretty fun. And like I said, the nice thing about it is with the water, you won't end up with fingerprints and such, which that's always annoying. Always annoying. But I basically just use my forefinger and thumb. I keep my forefinger in one place and then use my thumb to create the line in the direction that I want. So I want to shift it one way or the other. I want to make sure that it's actually, you know, staying along the line that we created. And if it slides around a little, no biggie. You've got time. You have got time. All right. Now we've pretty much got it how we want it. I like to, at this point, take a little bit of the water and really press down the edge where it meets the foam. This will help make it seamless if you're into that, which I am, because I want to make it look like it was just cast straight into the armor. And it'll help it adhere better. Now, one thing to note, though, is that Apoxie Sculpt adds a lot of weight, so that's one of the reasons why I'm not doing this entire engraving piece out of this. Why instead I chose to burn in a lot of it. And what I'll do in one of the next ones is the flower filigree bits. I'm going to burn the outline in, and then I'm going to actually sand in some details to give it a little bit more of a 3D look. All right. Then once you've got it how you like it, I'd say wipe off all the excess. If you use too much water, careful, because you know it might drip, and that's bad juju. And there you have it. I mean, that's basically all I have for this one for today. And as you can see, now we've got a nice line like this way, like we do on the other side. This is the best way to show this guy. There we go. Sorry about that. And I'll add another piece to it right here. Same method. And then we'll have both of these done. What I'll do next is, like I said, these bits right here, I'm going to take and burn in the traces and then add the detailing with sanding. That we'll do with a rotary tool. All right, well, that's been it for this first episode of my tips and tricks. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if this catches on, then I'll keep making them. If not, I'll go back to just posting video game videos that nobody watches. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.